I'm so glad we get to do this.
Thank you for the invitation.
Of course.
So nice to get to know you more.
Of course.
Very nice to be
Yeah,
here.
because I wanted to. You're part of the team with Engel Volkers Miami now, and I
Yes.
wanted to get to know you better. And you were telling me that you were in Miami. You moved here how long ago? It's been a while, right?
Since 1989.
1989.
Then it's been more than 30 years.
Wow.
Yes. Miami's home for me now.
How do you like it?
I love it. This is home. Like I'm from Colombia. I love my country as well. But most of my family is now here.
Really? Okay. How did that happen?
Well, we came here when, things in Colombia were very tough. The starting of 1990s, everything that you see in the TV about like Pablo Escobar and all that. Then my parents pretty much left everything because they just don't want us to be there in the middle of so much chaos.
Oh, okay.
And then we came here, I was 12. My brother was 16, 17. And that's pretty much when we start doing a new life here.
Huh.
My parents left everything, which that gives me a lot of admiration for them.
That is crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy for
Very
people to
hard.
just leave everything, take the kids, and how did they get affected by the Escobar era in the Colombia? Like, did they were they involved in?
Well, the thing is that when you're in Colombia, that moment, like, everybody was kind of like in the middle of the chaos because many things started outside the cities. But as time started, they actually came inside the city. Then heard a lot of, kids being affected, kids school kidnapped, there was a lot of violence.
Mm.
And, we were still little, but imagine like teenagers trying to contain them in one place when you want to go out with your friends, have fun. And I think they just were so afraid for us to go through all that violence.
Your parents?
My parents.
Well, I bet. Were they doing? What kind of work did they do when they were
My
in
mom was
Colombia?
a housewife.
Okay.
In Colombia, most of parents stay, like my mom stay home, take care of the kids. My dad was he worked for a big office. It was like the manager of the office where they provide oxygen to companies.
Okay.
Then they both have, very good lives. And they pretty much give up everything to come for a better future for us.
Did they do the same thing in the U.S.? Did they do the same thing in Miami?
Actually, when they arrived, for my mom, from being like a housewife with service, she become a nanny
Okay.
to, be able to provide. She working home. She cleaned houses as well at that moment. My dad become working in anything that was available at the moment.
Because he was doing the real estate management in Colombia? Is that?
Well, he was like a director for an office, but he didn't know English.
Oh, okay.
Then they needed to start here. And, when you move to this country, the immigration documents, you have to go up the process, wait. Then they pretty much struggle a lot at the beginning. Eventually they were able to have a better life. But at the beginning, I will say the first 15 years were very challenging for my parents. We were going to school. Then.
Is it just you and your brother?
Yes, me and my brother.
Mm. And then you're the youngest?
I'm the youngest. I'm the baby.
The baby.
The babies.
You still have a good relationship with your brother?
I do, yes.
Yeah, this is
we're
good.
very close. We're really
Nice.
good friends. And actually, he's he came here. We get here like middle school, high school. And he was kind of my example to follow, my role model, because he was the one who, very disciplined, going to school, working full time, going to school full time. Then he was the one that I always look after. I was a little bit of a rebel in my teenager years.
Well, the big brother is important.
It is. It is.
It's an important position, I think.
I think it's a role model, believe it or not, because you always compare yourself to your big brother, in a way.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't have one. I am the big brother.
Are you the only?
No, I'm the oldest of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they look into you if you're the oldest.
You'd have to ask them. I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
Maybe.
Always. They always compare to you in a way.
Well, hopefully I can give them a good example.
I'm sure you do.
Well, I did move here.
And all of them live back home?
Yeah.
And nobody, like, do they come to visit? Do you see them often?
Well,
Talk to them?
I was fortunate enough to see them for Christmas. Then I went to Canada last week for 48 hours for lunch.
Oh, nice. He just went to lunch or Canada. Wow.
It's funny when I say that because it was for lunch with a buyer for a large development that I'm selling in Canada.
Okay.
But no, I didn't get to see them then. But there a few of them. I think my mom, my sister, two brothers. They're coming